This is not a drill.
Straight out of Central PA, it's the Old Dirty Basement Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Old Dirty Basement 2025 edition.
Yeah.
Where does the time go?
I don't know. It is a whole nother year. The basement's still old, but a little bit improved.
Yeah, new and improved.
Yeah, we got some fun stuff for you guys this year. Hope you're still excited to hear us. How you doing, Dave?
Good, man.
Zap?
Can't complain, man. How are you doing?
As always, I don't know. I've been sick
I know.
for a while. That's pretty much why we haven't been in the basement.
Yeah, it seems like
I've
forever.
been on quarantine.
Yeah,
It was almost like COVID again, but not.
yeah.
I just went to get shots for no reason. Just
Hey, man, so look, since you opened the door and since we've got our fantastic new leader, how are those shots working out for you? How are those vaxes working out?
it was hard to get them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they dipped the needle and like scope.
Yeah,
Just
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
yeah, it was cool though. It was cool. But yeah, I'm feeling better. Like I'm not everybody's getting sick though. I think there's like a school around here. I guess
Yeah,
they had to cancel.
Half the school was sick.
Yeah.
Pretty much the high school.
Yeah, like our moms are the clubs that they play bingo at. I think that everybody's quarantined.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The last time we were down here recording was the weekend before Christmas. Just
Dang.
give you an idea.
Dang.
But
where does the time go?
But we have been working on something.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, a little
isn't that
something.
that's
little
a
something.
teaser, right?
It's a
Yeah,
teaser.
yeah.
And if you stick around near the end of the episode, we'll reveal a little bit more.
Yeah,
You
little
know what I mean?
French tickler.
Little
Revealing.
bit.
We're so revealing down here.
Yeah.
I guess today, Zap, you're going to lead us off
I can.
with a little segment here.
Yeah, so, you know, with having been away for so long, we all need to get back in touch with one another, not to be confused with reaching out and touching someone.
Was that the Yellow Pages?
It was. Twas. So, you know, no particular topic today. How about we all just, you know, sit back, relax, talk like old dirty basement old friends?
Yeah, that's cool.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm all about it.
So just the other day, I was at a mixer, little professional
Like how you got into.
networking event. Well, no, so
Yeah.
it's as we're just talking, like how you been, what's been going on since, you know, Christmas, whatever. Not for nothing, but again, the best Christmas I got this year was Donald Trump coming into office.
He has.
Thank you, dear God and Jesus, for
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
My gift might be me losing my job.
We'll see. We'll see. He's just doing that to scare you.
Contractors galore.
So look, I gotta appreciate, and I truly do love what this guy did. It's scare tactic 101. It's like it's put the fear of God in you, and it's putting it out there. Like, look, man, your job might be in jeopardy if you're lazy and shitty and not doing anything, and you think your job might be in jeopardy. Look, man, here's your chance. I'll give you 8 months' pay. Just quit now. I'll give you 8 months' pay. I bet you're going to see a lot of people just absolutely jump at that chance.
See, it's about that, like being at work. The 8 months, I think it's for a lot of people that don't want to go back to work.
Right.
I think a lot of people that had the work from home, the teleworking.
Sure.
Yeah, he's like, you got to get your asses back to work.
Correct.
Which I agree with that. Like I didn't have that option or that opportunity, so I believe that was a good thing.
How are we going to spread the flu if you're not at the office?
Very true.
Right.
I mean, those water coolers ain't drinking themselves.
That's
man.
right.
Come on, where are you supposed to talk around?
That's right.
But I think he'll probably get 16 to 20% on this 8 months thing. There's people that are, they got the age, they're ready to go.
Sure.
But when you talk about that, you also talk about like all this new automation and stuff that's going into like a lot of these industries, which they're doing at our base like right now. So you got the automation. With the automation comes less jobs.
Sure.
Then you have less jobs, but you're not hiring anybody. There's a hiring freeze.
Right.
So then you're in a position where we can't get anybody coming into work, so we'll get contractors.
Well, there's that, but it also begs the question. So with that topic of automation, and this had been going on for years.
Yes, yes.
Robots.
Well,
in
the
the
government's way behind anyway in everything. that they
Sure.
do.
So let's talk about automobiles for a little bit. Automobile. In the automobile industry, they came up with robots decades ago, and of course. You get a robot that can work 24 hours a day, doesn't need a smoke break,
Yeah,
doesn't
no
need
time
anything
off.
like that,
No.
doesn't need time off.
They ain't going on cruises.
That's
no
good.
vacations.
That's right. That's going to put people out of work. It's like, hey man, look, I got this. I just hired this robot. Goodbye. We don't need you anymore. So, Matt, to your point,
But change is imminent. Everybody knows
Of
that.
course, man.
If you're unable to change, you just curl up and die.
make that change. So when I'm talking about the Matt in the mirror, oh yeah. So look, man, when you get the automation coming in, I mean, it's gonna make humans obsolete to an extent. Again, from that robot perspective, right? Like somebody pick things up and put them down.
Yes.
Yes. I can get a forklift that'll drive itself.
Yes. That's major industry. All has stuff like that.
There you go. So this, that, and the other thing. Look, all this was incentive for people to get out before they're going to be advanced out.
Well, you said draining the swamp, and I agree. There are some government jobs that are completely overpaid.
I think there's a grander scheme in this whole thing, and by scheme, I mean I'm not talking sneaky conniving. I'm saying a grander plan.
Yeah, but no, that's good. That was good. Some good political topics there.
This little something. Obviously, I mean it's no secret that I'm a lifelong Republican, big fan of all of that good stuff. So while at this mixer, I ran into an old friend of Matt's and mine. And it just reminded me of that nostalgia of youth, right? Like just better times, easier times before you had bills, mortgages, kids, bullshit, bosses, all of that shit. Like you just this freewheeling world. And I got to thinking, of course, with that nostalgia, it's like, there's we do these movie reviews and shit like that. But I mean, do we ever talk about like what our favorite movies were from like these formative years, right? So I guess, as I'm thinking on this, like, what were your guys like? What were your favorite movies as a kid? Basically, before high school.
Yes, right? Like as a kid, like being 10, 11, 9, 10, 11.
So for all of us, if high school for us freshman year started at the end of 90, what was your favorite movie as a kid prior to 90, or up till that point?
Well, I picked 3 out, and I put them in order. So number 1 for me would be 1985, Back to the Future. I went to the theater to see that, and that was definitely a movie that at the time, like, I had never seen anything like it. I have a good memory of it going to the theater with my grandmother. So that was definitely my number 1 movie that I think I was of the age that like, I could really take it in and enjoy it and understand it. And to me, it was just like that first movie that really wowed me, I guess.
This would be like I was thinking, and when Zach put that topic out, I like saying Star Wars because I was everything Star Wars growing up as a kid. Like I could watch Empire Strikes Back over and over and over. But
at the same time, I mean, it's no shame. Don't be ashamed to say his name. If you dig on Star Wars, that's cool in the gang.
No, it was that. But then I was thinking like movies that like I really loved as a kid that were kind of like what came to my mind right away was Time Bandits. I don't know if any of you guys ever seen that.
Time Bandits.
But like just the little people, and like Sean Connery was in it, and like
little people. Trump's in office. You can say midgets again.
Okay, it was midgets. There's like, we called them midgets when we were kids.
That's right.
Well, I get that one confused with Ice Bandits.
Ice Bandits?
Yeah. Time Bandits, you said?
Time Bandits.
Or no, Ice Pirates, it was called.
Ice Spire. I grew up in Ice Spire.
You did.
Ice Pirates.
I was driving through Ice Spire the other day.
Nice.
Ice Pirates. That's
Ice
what it was
Pirates.
called.
Who's in that?
I don't know any of the actors, but it was around early 80s.
Okay.
It was like a sci-fi.
Yeah, Time Bandits was pretty much like a sci-fi.
Was it like a big boat or ship?
Yeah, like the big. That was on the cover,
Yeah.
but it's like and I don't know. They go back in time and like through these portals. It's very cool.
So
cool.
there's look. I remember seeing. I know that I saw that.
I think it's like 81, 82. I'm not quite sure.
I know that I saw it, and I remember that at the very end there was some like a glowing. It was a black rock, like a lava. Those old lava rocks, but this one was glowing, and like it was in some kid's house, or it was outside, or some shit. Like the kid's house burned down.
Yeah.
So I don't remember a goddamn thing about that movie.
People should watch it.
So during the phase of DVDs, right? I'm sure we are all guilty. I know Dave's guilty. I know I'm damn guilty. We would just buy DVDs, like a fuck ton of DVDs. Right?
Stilton George still buys DVDs. He's like, I got 10 for $1,
and that's cool. That's cool.
Or 99 cents they have them now, or something like that.
I had gotten so deep into it that I was buying too many DVDs that I didn't have time to watch them. Time Bandits is one of them. I bought it obviously decades ago. Still haven't watched it. It's not in the plastic, but I'm for damn sure I haven't seen it.
It'd be a decent, like, just like a review one time or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we talk about movies.
Yeah.
We should do that.
There's a lot of those movies from the early 80s that I watched, but I didn't really, like, I remember going to see Return of the Jedi, Star Wars and all that, but I didn't really take it in until I was a little older.
Right.
I watched them. I was like, oh, the Ewoks are cool and whatever else, but, like, Back to the Future was one of those first movies that I really kind of followed the whole way through, and it was like, I don't know, it was cool, but those early 80s movies, like, I saw them, but it didn't really...
They didn't stick.
They didn't stick, and I don't really remember. I remember parts of them, but I think I remember them now more from going back and watching them as an adult. And you're like, oh, obviously now you're going to understand a lot more of them, the storyline and everything else like that.
There's certain aspects of these movies that not necessarily the movies themselves, but it's the manner in which you first saw it. Like, Dave, you mentioned you went to the theater to see it. You went with your grandmother.
Yeah, I have a great memory of it. So
I'm sure that things like that are what helped to spark. Like, Matt, when did you first watch? Obviously, you watched it a few times.
Yeah, I remember my babysitter, or where I used to go in the summertime, Aunt Joyce's Joyce Karate in Middletown. They had HBO, which is like the first family I ever known of. This is back before, like, my dad liked to be on top of shit. We didn't even have HBO in the house.
Yep.
So I remember like it just playing on HBO like all the time.
Yep.
Like we'd always be like, dude, Time Bandits is on. Like just like running in the living room to watch Time Bandits.
For sure.
So it's one, like you said, those core memories. I think is stuff that like sticks out.
Yep.
The thing with HBO I remember more than anything was just the cool intros.
Oh my God, yeah.
It would get you like hyped for whatever was coming on.
That starts swirling around.
Hell yeah. It was awesome. It was like the television toilet was flushing, but really it was up flushing.
Up flushing, yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You can go on YouTube and find all those. I watch them sometimes, like
sure.
the old school intros. And
For
stuff.
sure.
So what was numero deuce for you, man?
Number 2 for me came in released July of 1988, was Die Hard, but I did not see that at the theater. I think I referenced this when we reviewed it. We rented it and I watched it with my dad and back to back. And we watched it, rewound it, watched it again. Just another great action-packed movie that I really loved, and I have a great memory. There again, it's tied to a family member and all that. So that would be number 2. And obviously at that time, I'm 12, 13 maybe by the time I saw that. So definitely one of my favorites.
For sure. What do you got, Zap? Number 2. All right. I didn't even get to number 1, did I?
I don't know.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Hey, it doesn't matter. So we reviewed this one before. In fact, it was the first one in which I'd participated and joined the Old Dirty Basement. Incredibly fond memories of Real Genius.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, it's all about the experience. Like, I watched this up the street at my friend's house where we all hung out every goddamn day. His family had the HBO and Cinemax when they were a combo.
Who was that? Was it Hoff Dog?
Yeah, that was Hoff Dog.
So Hoff Dog's family had some cash.
They had, I wouldn't say cash, but they just blew it on they just were able to spend it on the extras.
Yeah.
And the extras were that. No, you know what? In hindsight, I'll look back and say they had money. I mean, both of them worked blue collar, but very decent blue collar jobs. There was, always ample fun and ample food and ample this, that, and the other thing. They always had, decent tellies, and yeah, it was just they sent their kids to Catholic school. They I wouldn't say they were middle class for sure.
That was kind of like my family. Like my dad was, blue collar, my mom was white collar, but they both worked. They both had government jobs.
To put things into perspective, I would put the Hoffmans at how you grew up.
Just middle class.
How you grew up for sure. That's about right on. So yeah, Real Genius. That was just up there, and it's like this is when they still do it, but not to the extent. Like HBO or Cinemax would run these movies like for a month straight, just over and over and over. And it's just one of those that we would watch over and over and over. I mean, this is for another thing that comes back to mind is like sleepovers, right? All of these little ingots of your childhood that really help to nail those memories into place. And that is probably why Real Genius to me is just one of those all-time favorite movies of mine coming up as a kid prior to high school, just because there was such a good time associated with it.
That's a movie that I should have brought this up when I was talking about these movies, is that there's movies that I saw back in the 80s that there were parts of the movie that I vividly remember, and I might not know the rest of the movie, but that Real Genius was one that I remember the part where they had the ice skate or the like the sledding and stuff inside the dorms or whatever. And that was like a scene that from that movie I remember from back then when we did review it. That's the one memory I had of it. Yeah. But that's most movies back then. Like it would be bits and pieces that I kind of remember. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But that was a good one, yeah, for sure.
I remember being at hell. I remember that scene, and then I remember so we would always watch. They lived in a ranch house. The Hoffmans lived in a ranch house, and the basement was the size of the footprint of the house, extremely sizable basement, and the stairs to get down there were all carpeted and all that good shit. So that ice scene inspired us over and over and over again to just slide our asses down the carpeted stairs, just over and over and over again.
Did you use a blanket or a pillow or?
We started just with just shorts, just whatever the hell we were wearing on just slide down. That wasn't quick enough. So then we would get into blankets or cardboard. Right.
You get jacked up on that.
Shit, yeah.
Also, the dry ice coins or whatever they were that he made.
That's
That's
to put
right.
in the.
Were they dry ice or what was that?
That was
I
dry
think he
ice.
cut dry ice. Yeah.
And then he was using them for the vending machine.
Yep.
I always thought that was like that'd be cool if you could do that.
Ice is nice.
Yeah, right.
It's movies like that make you think like you can invent shit and get all creative. Like turn your bedroom into like some kind of super spy place where you move a trophy or something to the left and all of a sudden like your bed flips over or the wall opens up or all kinds of weird crazy shit happens.
But that's when you're young and like that's when reality hasn't struck. Where like you can do anything.
Yeah.
Back then too, you didn't have Google to look it up. Like, oh, could you do that? You're just thinking, oh, let's try it, you know?
Like you would always say, Dave, making stuff up around your friends and be like, wow, that's awesome. Be like, I just made that shit up.
That's
And I'm not
right.
going to tell you
It's
because
like
you think it's really cool.
That's it. But it's it's Dave. It's like you mentioned Back to the Future. But I remember being a kid and watching Back to the Future and thinking, man, when I grow up, I'm going to buy a DeLorean.
Yeah.
Not because it's not only is it a cool as hell car, but because they can time travel. I mean, that means that if I get a DeLorean, I can time travel. I'm going to do that.
I think DeLoreans, we talked about them before when we talked about Back to the Future. You can get some for like 40,000, 35.
You can
some
find one
20.
for sure.
Yeah.
They're not very good cars.
No.
But you can get one, yeah. I mean, they're not.
It'd be cool to have.
It's more of a collector's item
Yeah.
and stuff, but they were like lousy cars. I
Like
think.
we have a neighbor here that has like the Ecto 1.
Yeah.
And it's like the real, it's like actually the car.
Yeah.
I know, right?
They're coming out with new ones, new DeLoreans.
They're
For
coming
sure.
back.
They're manufacturing them now.
Electric.
Oh,
wow.
You
So
can't feel
is
it.
Tesla doing that or
No, DeLorean
DeLorean?
down in Texas.
Was it like his great grandson or something?
It's
or
somebody who bought the name DeLorean.
Al DeLorean.
Bought all the old
DeLorean.
pieces, bought all of the shit that was hanging out over in Ireland because they manufactured those
Yeah.
in Ireland. Bought all the old stock, bought all the old shit, and brought it over here, and they're making new ones, electric.
Wow.
Ireland, they're not known for their cars.
I hope Saturn comes back with an electric.
Yeah, I was hoping for Geos.
Geos, yeah.
Geos are
A
they're
storm,
nice.
a good storm.
Those Geo
Tracker.
prisms. Yeah, they got 3-cylinder. They were like really good on gas.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Is that like a Yugo
That's
3-cylinder?
You go. That was a 3-cylinder.
Yeah.
That's like driving a goddamn weed whacker around.
Pretty much. When you got to pull a string to start it,
Yeah.
that's not good.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say now? I was trying to think. Oh, time travel.
Yeah.
That brings up something I saw that was pretty cool on like on a reel or something like that. It was not Neil deGrasse Tyson, but a physicist, like one of those guys. They were asking him about time travel. Is it possible? And he said, well, going to the past, not probably so much, but going to the future, actually, he says, technically it is possible. He was talking about if you could somehow go at the speed of light and leave the planet.
Yep.
Right? And you go away for like 2 years at the speed of light. And by the time you get back, you would have aged 2 years, but everybody else would have aged like 4 million years
Correct.
or something like that.
And that's I've heard that theory before,
It's
and
like
I've read that, and that's just for lack of a better word, and it's not simple, but it's just math.
Right.
If you're traveling faster than everybody else, by the time you stop,
Mm-hmm.
if they're moving at regular speed and you're moving at a hell of a lot quicker speed, you come back to them, they're going to be a hell of a lot older.
Way ahead.
Well, this wouldn't be time travel. This is actually just travel. But I think I heard Trump mention or Elon Musk mention traveling to Mars. So how long would that take us at?
But I don't know. I'm no scientist.
At our current speeds?
At light speed?
Yes, they said we
Light
were going to Mars in the next 3 years.
At my Ford Explorer speed?
I don't know. It blew my mind.
Wait, didn't we already travel to Mars?
No, we just traveled to the moon, but that was in Kubrick's basement.
But we got robots up there.
Yeah, we got a robot. Yeah,
Okay.
the Mars rover.
So however long it took that robot, that's how long it takes you.
I think it was like 68
Days?
No,
Hours?
like the year, wasn't it? All right,
That
how
robot-
long did it take to get the rover up to Mars?
The Mars rover?
Because if I can go there, I'd try. Like that'd be fun. But wouldn't it take like 8 years to get there?
It's cold as shit there, bro.
400 to 450 days.
Oh,
or
that's
under
not
15
bad.
months.
Oh, 415 months.
No, 400 to 450 days or under 15 months.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I'd hang on the
Look,
ship.
Wait, listen. Can I smoke on the flight?
Yeah.
Look,
You
'cause
can.
shit's
That'll make-
going to get real fucking crazy if I can't.
That adds to the propulsion, I think,
Like-
if you smoke.
Nice. That's
Like,
right.
how long we been on this? Like 8 hours, man.
Hey, look.
Oh, okay.
It says
And now, oh, shit.
a faster trip, they said, of 245 days or 8 months roughly, round trip with on-orbit staging, whatever that, I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
we're not
no
scientists.
Oh,
Yeah.
Turbo booster?
Right. Finger boxing's going to be allowed now, right?
Isn't
'Cause
that
it's like free? You know what I mean?
That's a Wu-Tang album too, isn't it?
Whatever you want to do.
for facts and
Hey,
stuff.
look, man, look, we're just sitting here jaw
Just having a
jacking
good
it.
time.
No, we
right?
can finger box on this stuff. No, it blew my mind, but I didn't even look it up. I was like, damn, like I didn't know we were that close. Like
We sent the 6-wheeled robot up there,
we did, but
so we can do it.
we can do it.
They want to terraform it. That's what they were saying, right?
Again, I don't know why. It's just a ball of dirt and dust.
Well, I know we want what Iceland. No, we want Greenland.
Greenland,
You know,
yeah.
there's like 8 people in Greenland.
But I know we want that because they have like stuff for like making like bombs and all kinds of other stuff in the ice. They want to get that. I heard that.
I wonder if
That's
they'll-
where it's tricky.
I know we want to go to Mars.
That's where
not
they'll find the
Green-
Transformers.
Greenland's ice and Iceland's green, right? Now,
Yeah.
is that-
Yes,
so
they
it's
try to
actually
the
tricky with
Vikings
that.
confused people,
Right.
They do
right.
that to throw you off.
Throw you off so you don't go there and take it.
That's right.
and Mount McKinley's back and Gulf of America.
Gulf of America.
That's only on Google Maps in the United States,
It's
but
not there. I looked it up.
really
Yeah, it's not there
Oh.
yet.
it'll get there.
Not yet.
That's
saw
one
a
thing I
fake
agree
thing,
with.
but it-
I do
yeah.
like the Gulf of America.
Look, there's
Yeah.
pride. There's sadly over the course of X number of years, people have lost pride in the United States,
Well,
and
aren't
that's a goddamn shame.
Aren't they trying to get the Panama Canal too?
Why
Yeah,
not?
they want that.
Yeah,
Why
because we
not?
paid for it, right?
Shit, yeah, we paid for it.
Yeah, but I think the
We paid for a
Panamanians
lot
are
of
like,
shit.
no,
But they don't own it. I don't think, right?
yeah, it was given to them. We built it.
But we gave it to them.
We built it.
There's some
and
kind of lease going on.
I don't think it's. I just think it was. I think it was taken. I don't think there's a lease or anything for it. I think it's
look,
theirs.
I just don't know if the U.S. is the lessor or the lessee.
But what they were pissed about is like when we were sending like Navy ships or whatever through, they were charging the United States like big money, or even like cruise ships or whatever is going through the Panama Canal.
I was
They were
curious.
charging top dollar.
I was curious, like how long? Do you guys know how long it takes for a boat to make it through there?
Jesus, man. Why are we on travel time today?
Well, I'm just
Like an
curious.
hour,
Do you guys
maybe?
know? Because
Because they do the locks.
Yeah.
Because this came up, but I just thought it was an interesting fact. You wanna take a guess?
It's less than 1 day.
An
They're
hour.
very much less than 1 day. Yeah.
An
Did
hour.
you say no more than that?
Yeah.
3.5.
7 hours.
Okay.
Good
Seven
Lord.
to 9, I think it is.
So
depending
that's
on
a
size.
shift, bro.
I might as well
Yeah.
go to Mars.
Correct.
You can be a little quicker. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
look,
Jesus.
As long as I can smoke on the plane, I'm going.
No boat
Yeah.
travel for me.
So-
Again, it's cold up there. There's nothing good on Mars.
No, nothing going on.
Give me another movie.
Another movie.
Another
Matt,
movie.
you have one or you?
My second. The Last Starfighter.
Oh yeah.
With they
I
had,
saw
like,
it,
Jeff
but
Bridges?
I don't really remember.
No, Alex Morgan was the guy in it, and Centauri. Remember?
Alpha
Last
Centauri.
Starfighter.
He played a game. It was called like Starfighter,
I know.
and they felt like another planet came down.
I
the
think.
Centauri.
I swear I've had this conversation either with you or with a half a dozen other people. I know that it was a popular and I know that it was a good movie. I've never seen
They
it.
had like the death blossom he had in his like spaceship, where it
There's
just
a-
like started rotating.
If I saw it, it was like parts of it. I don't really remember.
Alex Morgan, he like lives in like and he has like this hot girlfriend.
Was it Jeff Bridges? I know what you're talking
That's
about.
Tron.
No, not Tron.
Well, he was in Tron, but that's not the one I'm talking about.
yeah, that I'm thinking that there was one that another friend of mine, Matt, growing up, loved this movie with Jeff Bridges, and it was like a space movie like
Yeah.
that. Not Tron.
If he's listening, please. What with Jeff Bridges?
Yeah. He was like an alien, and the kid was like keeping him, or like, not keeping him.
E.T..
Nah, it wasn't E.T.,
No.
man. He wasn't
Damn
an
it.
E.T.
Mac and Me.
Mac
and Me, that was
that's-
a generic one. Generic E.T.
That was generic. That was That,
Little Monsters.
Little monsters.
I,
Nah.
dude, I know that exists. I mean, I'm the one that brought it up. I know that, and I've never seen that one either.
Right.
Short Circuit.
Nah.
No.
It was something like, I thought it was Last Starfighter.
Wait,
but-
Jeff Bridges?
Yeah, man, the dude, Big Lebowski.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think of any kind of sci-fi. It was Tron, the only one I can think of.
Regardless, but
He was in some pretty good movies.
speaking of sci-fi,
Mhm,
for the same reason, for the exact same reason as Real Genius, the same memories, same landscape, same everything. Dune, 1984.
Yes.
You know what? I saw that years ago, and I want to sit down with somebody that knows what the fuck's going on with that movie, because especially I'd like to see the new one, because they say how great it is.
So as the purist I am, the new one is a little too. What's the word I'm looking for? What's a good?
Are you talking about the new 1 and 2 together?
The new
Or
1 and 2 together. It's a little too Middle East for me. It's if that's the way to describe it. Like the original Dune with Kyle MacLachlan.
It's totally different than
Sting.
It's
Sting was in that.
for damn
Amazing.
sure. There's desert action going on for damn sure. But the
The
idea,
spice, man. The spice.
the idea of the followers and how House Atreides or even Paul Atreides created this jihad, and basically came down. He's the new Jesus, for lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't as in depth, and it was a lot more. It was a lot more shit like underground or at nighttime or stuff like that. It was far less detailed than the new two together, obviously, but.
And they're no good, the new ones? You just
I don't want to say they're no good. It's just that purist in me loves the original Dune.
I got you.
The original was darker, like
for sure.
Yeah, it had a whole different
But
vibe.
I heard that if you watch it, like, and you don't know what the fuck's going on, you're gonna be lost. Like, you didn't read the books. Did you say that, or somebody told me that like
if you just see the original Dune, you'll catch on.
Yeah,
quick.
if you
won't
watch
get
soup to
lost.
nuts, yeah, it'll be fine. I read the book after, but whatever.
We should do like we talked about getting together for vintage cinema.
Yeah.
We should do that one. Oh, that movie was Starman. I was trying to think of.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Never saw that
Jeff
one, obviously. So
Yeah.
Starfighter and Starman.
Starman, that's where I was getting confused.
So many people will not argue, but people will say, "Oh man, my favorite sci-fi is like Star Wars or whatever the fuck else." Or look, for me, it's Dune, hands down. I don't need your trilogy, or I don't need your 12 movie series, or however long that goddamn series is now.
I don't. It's something we must have been like sci-fi growing up in our area.
For sure,
must have been really sci-fi.
So this is
because a lot of my friends were into sci-fi. A lot of your friends I know from growing up.
Look, you're either going to be in sports or you're going to be into sci-fi. Me and my friends and I were into sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't as much like I like Star Wars and that like as a little kid growing up, but in the city like we didn't really watch the sci. There was this one kid, Kevin.
You lived it.
I lived it. There was some sci-fi shit
They had
going on in the
lasers.
hood, yeah. But there was this kid, Kevin. He was like older than my brother, and I always remember like he'd be out hanging out and shit, and we'd go up to Kevin. He'd tell us about all these shows he's watched. Like he watched
Doctor Who.
V, was it called V? It was like a mini series.
Yeah.
Like he was into all that sci-fi.
These were lizards that wore human skin.
Yes.
Or, I'm sorry, human suit.
So the way he would describe it, like I would never watch it, but we would go to Kevin and he'd talk about these shows or these movies, and he would, I just remember that as a kid, but I was like, I'm never gonna go watch this shit. But hearing him talk about it, like break it down to us, was kind of cool. You know what I mean? But I wasn't a big sci-fi kid growing up.
I think my dad was in a sci. Like I remember that one movie with Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Where he could like see
They live.
Yeah, I remember watching that like
Dude,
a lot.
that was a good movie.
It was a cool movie. It was.
Yeah, my dad.
That was a great fight scene.
Shit, yeah.
He was not at all into any of that. My older brother wasn't. So I didn't get into sci-fi really, and I'm still not really into sci-fi, but until I got a little older.
Mm-hmm.
But my third movie, and mine are kind of like, I guess mine are so popular. It's not like I'm picking anything that was like out of the ordinary for most of us, was Batman. And that's just because that was summer of 8th grade going into 9th, and it was the biggest thing ever. It was like, and that was a movie that Tim Burton like created this world in this movie that, and that's what I would say with
We've
all these.
never seen it.
I've
We've
never seen anything like
that
that.
before.
Man, see,
Yeah.
this is the one I remember when we did that.
You don't feel the same.
Yeah, I thought it was
I get it.
campy. I thought it was cheesy. Like when they were saying Batman was coming out, like I was into like, I remember I borrowed a book along. It was a big Batman book. I borrowed it from a bookstore a long time ago when I was younger.
What, you borrowed it from a bookstore?
Yeah, I borrowed it.
Like a 5-finger discount
Yeah,
borrow?
pretty much. It was
Nice.
a nice one. It was
Nice.
like from a comic book store. I think I was with the Colonel.
That's fine.
We were shopping.
Colonel.
But yeah, I was, and then I was like, man, why did I get this Batman? But it was like a collector's edition. I mean, I still have it, but it was like, it was dark and I was like not big into comics growing up. I think it was like a little after our time.
Sure.
But I really got into it, and then we're saying like this Batman movie, when that came out, it was nothing. You know what I mean?
You were kind of spoiled by what you had already read, or
Well, no. I think that was later. It was later in life that I had this Batman thing. But like the original Batman was nothing of what.
But
like,
didn't you say like your dad kind of was like, "Oh, this is weak." Like it wasn't.
Yeah.
So that probably influenced you. I would. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of a reason. But
even like the dancing and like Nicholson, I thought was going to be, because a lot of his stuff is like The Shining. He's just like a badass dude.
For me, all I knew of Batman was that Adam West stuff.
Correct.
So for
That's
me,
all I had known.
That's cheesy.
For me, when I went, I was like, "Oh, this is like, it's like a remix."
Yeah.
Like, oh, who knew Batman could be like this? Like, this is totally different.
Yeah,
It
for
was
sure.
Dark and just of Gotham City.
It's cool.
Like,
Prince had some music in it, but
I didn't really. I mean, the music, to be honest, I thought was kind of corny, but the setting of it and everything else like that for the time just blew my mind. So that was number 3. Now I put down some honorable mentions.
Okay.
And we don't have to go through these.
nah,
but
hit him up, man.
just real quick, The Burbs. That was another one that set a tone for
it's
me.
Such a good movie.
And that
so good.
gave me a good feeling. Like, I don't know, I just have good memories of watching that.
Yeah.
And then this one was more of a and I'll get these out of the way real quick. You guys remember you record on VHS, you could put like 3 movies on it.
Sure.
So my grandmother on my mom's side and my aunt, my mom's sister were big horror movie fans.
Sure.
And they would record everything off of like HBO and Cinemax and make these tapes. And they would give them, I'd go over and borrow them and stuff like that. So there was one with Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Freddy's
Electric
Revenge.
Boogaloo.
Yeah, Electric Boogaloo. And I wore that tape out. I don't know why. I mean, I watch it now and it's so like campy and corny and stuff, but
What year was Dream Warriors? I remember always watching that.
that would have been like, this is part 2 was 85, November of 85. So
Right.
I'm going to guess Dream Warriors was like 87, maybe 86.
So I remember like that song is I was getting all hyped like
By
Yeah.
Dokken.
Dokken, yes, Dokken.
So I thought Dream Warriors was out. We were in high school.
Was it? See, I don't know. Like I just remember
There might have been a downtime in
It-
between. Yeah.
There might. I'm
Really
pretty sure
liking
there is
Dream
because I'm
Warriors.
almost positive I went to the Eric Theater on Dairy
Oh,
Street
Wow.
with a couple of people. The one girl from our class worked there, so she got us all in for like nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and we just went and watched Dream Warriors. Like there was like close to a dozen of us.
Well, it says here it was released in 87,
Then it wasn't Dream Warriors.
but you
No,
might
that's
be
what-
thinking of 4.
Fine. It was
Yeah.
something. Look, they're all the same to me.
Well, they made so many of them. I don't even know how you tell the
No, yeah,
difference.
I thought Dream
It's-
Warriors was a little older than that.
Yeah, it might as well be dwarfs. They're
No, Dream Master was 88, and then
What was it, 90? He's probably thinking like 90, 91.
1989 was The Dream Child,
it was
There's
after
a lot of
that.
dreaming.
and then 1991 was The Final Nightmare.
There it is.
Yeah, that
There
was
it is.
The
Freddy's
Final Nightmare
Dead.
makes sense, yeah.
And then who knows after that? I know there was that one where it was like a movie within a movie. Remember that one where it was like
Truman Show.
yeah, it was like the Truman Show, but Wes Craven was in the movie and he was talking about like they're filming Nightmare on Elm Street, but they're filming them
Okay.
talking about filming Nightmare on Elm Street and all that. They got so like, I mean, not to say the early ones they're nostalgic, but they're not good movies.
No, they're not. They're
Not
fucking
at all.
terrible.
Yeah. Well, Matt and I, we went to the theater probably the same time you did.
Yeah.
The one of them was in 3D, and we were in high school.
Yeah,
then,
for sure.
and they gave out glasses and stuff.
That has to be that one. That last
Yeah.
one
Or
was
was
the
that-
Final Nightmare.
Was it Final Nightmare or was it like the Freddy's Dead? When was that? Was that or like 2000? I don't know. I get so confused.
Freddy's
There was
Dead.
some- and there's one with Jason. in
That's
it.
from the Superfly. Superfly soundtrack.
Superfly. Yeah.
Ding.
But yeah, you guys were you big horror movie fans like back then?
I loved
or no?
horror movies.
It took me a bit to get into it. I mean, I remember watching Friday the 13th for like a dozen times, but I'd never seen the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being up at the Hoffman house, and we're just sitting up. It's just me and Mikey one day. We're just sitting up just late. It was a sleepover, whatever, just hanging out. And that's on, and we're just watching it. We'd never seen that ending. Dude, it's like 11, 12 o'clock at night, 1 in the morning for all I know. And then that ending happens. Dude, we both lost our shit. We just screamed so goddamn loud. Woke up the whole house.
Jeez.
That's funny, man.
Had never seen it.
2 other movies that just come off the top of my head that from the 80s that I kind of remember watching, and they're like kind of like B movies, I guess. I don't know. Not like it's just one of the guys.
That was a good
It's
one.
like a
comedy.
Yeah, it was like a comedy, and then this one I actually own on DVD. I have it in there. It's All the Right Moves with Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
yeah.
That was a great movie.
It's out in like Western PA. He's like a football
Pots.
player.
What are they called? Like Pots.
I think it's Aliquippa. Maybe.
Was it Aliquippa?
I don't
Yeah.
know. No, Ampipe.
Ampipe.
That's the name of
Ampipe
the town,
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of movies like that.
Who was the girlfriend in that? She was big in the 80s movies.
I don't remember. I have the DVD.
Yeah,
I'll have to go look then. But yeah. So those are like my 3 main ones are like big heavy hitters.
Sure.
Mhm.
You know.
They're heavy hitters for a reason. I like Matt's digging deep. What
Yeah,
do
Matt, you were, man.
you got another
No,
one
it's
for
just
us?
like stuff that like popped into my head like when I was a kid, like stuff. I was used to running like I am immortal. I was big into swords and shit. So Highlander,
Yeah.
was,
Gee.
Dude, Highlander was so good,
dude. I was a
Was
big
that,
nerd as a
Sean
kid.
Connery?
Man. Yeah, Connery's in it.
Sean Connery and
I don't know the guy's name.
it's Frenchy or something like. It's not Gerard Depardieu. It's Christopher somebody.
What you feel is the quickening.
Dude, that was such a good. That
But no, like,
soundtrack kicks
kicked
your
ass.
ass.
But I'm just saying, like, I just remember like that, like the garage part, like in the beginning, like this fucking ninjas, like
Hell yeah.
popping up. They're like these swords, like out of nowhere. Like these people are like sword fighting. And it's like this is like the
Connor-
coolest shit.
Lambert. Something.
Connor McLeod?
Connor. Yeah. Lambert. Christopher Lambert.
No, Connor was the.
Are you talking about from the movie?
Yeah.
Here.
Dear Christ and Jesus. Yeah,
Well,
Christopher Lambert.
I'm
That's
right.
it. Okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Connor.
Oh, that's the character.
The
he
character,
played. I
Connor
got it.
McLeod.
Yeah, the name was the main guy.
He's a
with the
real,
long
he's a
hair.
real Irishy.
I
Irishy
told you
guy.
I didn't watch any of that shit, man. So I know.
No,
none
yeah,
of it.
I'm like, but when he said that, like, I was just like, shit, like movies that popped up in my Howard the Duck was up there. Like, I love that
Oh
movie.
yeah.
I'm trying to wrap my head around this. So, how does this work? Christopher Lambert, who's from whatever country he's from, let's say France. So let's say this Frenchman is playing
Or
an
Scottish,
Irishman,
or Scottish Irish, whatever.
Scottishman or Irishman, but yet Sean Connery, who is Scottish, is playing a Spaniard.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Switch it up, man.
dude, that's a good call, man. That's a good one. That was a really good.
But I
one.
remember, like, I don't know, at the Colonel's house and stuff too. Like, I remember watching it there. I remember watching it at my house. Like, I don't know. It's just like the sword fighting in that was just incredible. And like, who was the bad guy? He was like a big actor, like a.
So he's still he's still an actor. He was the police. He was the main police guard or the main prison guard in Shawshank
Redemption. Mm-hmm.
He's
a big dude.
He's a big dude. He was in an HBO series called Carnival. He was
Clancy Brown, is that?
yes,
Yep,
there it is,
yep.
Clancy Brown. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
was-
he's a
oh,
big
hell.
character actor. He's in a lot of movies.
He was in in my opinion, the best television dramatic series of all time, which I only just a week or so ago finished rewatching for the 8th time.
Holy shit.
Lost.
Lost.
I still have never seen
Dude,
a whole season of that.
so good.
I
Oh
gotta
my
check it
god.
out.
Dude,
Gotta check
100
it out.
there's 120 or 121 episodes. There are 40 some minutes apiece. So this tells you the commitment. However many seasons there's dude. It's a commitment, but it's worth it.
And that was on ABC, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that. Like, I never really watched it, but I heard like so many good things about it.
So good.
Yeah.
God damn, it's so good.
Do kids like, your kids are like, a little older that you still have one who's,
Yeah.
high school. Yeah. But are there still like shows? Remember we had like TGI Fridays?
Sure.
Well, you know,
But are there still like shows on TV that the kids watch?
no, I mean, to be honest with you, it's mostly streaming.
It's all
stuff
streaming.
now.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
my daughter will sit and watch Modern Family over and over and over again. Like
Good job.
the whole, it is well written. I sit there and watch it with her.
Wait, what's the one? I see your wife and your daughter sometimes when they come over.
Oh,
to come to
Gilmore
the
Girls.
Yeah, Gilmore Girls. That
Yeah,
was
they
good.
love
That was
that.
good. Yeah.
Happy Gilmore Girls?
No.
Yeah, the Happy Gilmore Girl.
Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, that one.
Mhm.
That one's a like a feel good show. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they're. I think it's called Stars Hollow.
Oh.
Is the name of the town.
Yeah, it's no 90210, but it's up there.
No,
It's
no,
because 90210 burned down, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah. The
Damn.
Beach Pit.
They got to rebuild.
Right.
Oh, build that wall. If I had to name one more, it would be, again, from a memory standpoint, from
Mhm.
just a good time, Coming to America.
It's
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
I was thinking
yeah.
that you were going to say that
Yeah.
one.
That was by the first R-rated movie I'd ever seen in the theaters. So it came out in '88, which means that at 12 years old I had to sneak in to see it.
Mhm.
We all got tickets to go see some other shit.
like a PG or something.
Roger Rabbit. We got
Who
tickets
Framed
to see
Him?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and we went to see Coming to America instead. I was out in California at the time, hanging out with a bunch of my cousins. It was one of the best childhood memories I have. So as a result, Coming to America, and as chance would have it, it is a hilarious movie in my opinion.
Oh,
Eddie
it is,
Murphy's
yeah.
best work, in my opinion. Some will say Life was his best work. Some will say Harlem Nights was his best work.
Harlem Nights was good, but it was no Coming to America was as ahead of its time. Also,
I
That was-
agree.
yeah,
I agree.
the Golden Child.
Some will say Golden Child.
I want the knife.
And
What
Matt,
was-
I want to give you one more honorable mention.
Mm.
Special shout out to Matt. When we were kids, we were talking about sleepovers. The Hidden, also starring Kyle MacLachlan.
Yes.
Hmm.
And it also includes, I forget the guy's name, but he was the bad guy vampire from Fright Night.
The older guy.
Yes, the older guy.
yes, the older guy that played the vampire killer.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, not Roddy McDowell.
No.
Not the vampire killer.
Oh, the sharp dressed man dude.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he was in that. Like he
I think
was
so. Yes,
He was the bad alien, I thought. Kyle MacLachlan.
What year was The Hidden? Was that 87?
That looks like I'm wrong. Anyway, fuck do I know? Who
What year?
cares?
What year was The Hidden? 87, 88.
87.
Mm-hmm.
87.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Matt and I watched that at a sleepover,
I never saw that.
and that was it's a good one, dude. And
Is it like
I'm thinking I'm wrong about he looked a lot like him anyway. It was the other, it was obviously not the guy from Fright Night, but
Yeah.
anyway,
looked like him? Yeah. I know
looked like him. These aliens would come down and they would occupy
The human form.
Humans, and just there was a good alien and a bad alien. The bad alien was this snarly looking lizard wormy thing, and the good alien was just this ball of light. And they would both of them, no matter good guy or bad guy, they both had MOs as they loved exotic cars.
They always had,
It was Grand Theft
Was that like
Auto.
a black car? Like what was that movie?
Dude, these guys are driving around Lamborghinis,
Yeah,
Porsches.
Porsches.
They're just stealing them.
but that was like their thing. Yeah,
Correct.
That's like their shit.
What was that 80s movie with like it was like a black car.
Cannonball Run.
Knight Rider.
No. This one was like I think it was like kind of like a sci-fi horror type. This black car was going around like killing people and stuff. It was
Carrie. Or no?
No, it wasn't Carrie.
Christine. That's
It wasn't Christine. That was a red like 57 Chevy or something like
was
that.
That's actually a good movie.
It was some Dodge or Plymouth. Oh, it was a Plymouth ugly car.
Yeah, a black one. You know what I'm talking about? It was all black, blacked out.
No.
It was like from the 80s.
Mm-mm.
Nah, I have to look it up.
This was a show or a movie?
It was a movie, and the car would like, it was like, it was kind of like Christine that had like its own personality. It would go around killing, but I don't think anybody was driving it. It was just like The Wrath.
The Wrath.
Yeah, that's what it was called.
I know it exists. I have it somewhere on a list of movies I need to watch.
Yeah, I think that's what it was called.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting too to like see what people would say too, like stuff that like just pops, because it was something I didn't try to think about it too much. I just like let movies pop into my head from like I didn't really delve into, but it was like just these movies that pop. The Dark Crystal.
Yeah, you like a lot of that sci-fi,
Dude,
man. I
Dark
didn't know
Crystal's
that.
a banging movie. Legend, equally banging.
Legend.
Oh, I do remember that one.
Yeah.
That was
Tommy Cruise.
yeah, and he had that guy had the big horns. I saw that
Unicorns, man.
That
Unicorns.
was the guy that was Wadsworth from Clue. Tim
Meadows.
I was going to say Tim Meadows. No.
No,
This man was white.
Yeah, Tim.
Not Tim Roth. Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Tim
yeah.
Curry, who's now cripping the boogie. Like he's jacked up,
not
man.
looking good.
Well,
Yeah.
these people are old now.
Well, no,
Like,
I'm
think
saying
about
he
it.
was wheelchair ridden for a while. Like, I don't know if it's like bad Parkinson's or some kind of like weird tumor in his brain. Who knows?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. You know, it's I'm glad we all kind of participated here. You know, like we came in here with no agenda, no nothing, no particular movie to talk about, no true crime, no nothing. We're just catching up.
Shooting the shit.
Why don't we? I mean, if we're on the whole media buzz.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We like movies before we went to high school. Why don't we talk about some music?
Yeah, so I got a little game for you guys.
Okay.
Because I'm
God.
always impressed
God.
by both of you have a knack for recalling lyrics. Or we'll be doing a podcast and you guys one of you will say a lyric and the other one will go, oh yeah, that was a good jam, whatever like that. So I wrote down some lyrics here. I'm going to see, these are all songs from the 90s.
All songs from the 90s.
Okay.
Right. So we're going to play a little game.
This seems fun.
It's fun and games in the old dirty basement.
It's fun and games, right? So we're all, I shouldn't say there's one here that's pre-90s, but only by a year.
Okay.
All
So
right.
that'd be 89. If my
89.
math serves me correctly.
Yeah, right. But all these are pretty much 90s, mostly early 90s.
Sure.
Is it like 90s what? Like synth pop, 90s rap, 90s.
We got a little bit of everything here.
Okay.
I guess we'll
kept-
find out.
I kept the rap pretty mainstream, and even the rock stuff's mainstream. All these you should know, I would hope.
Sure.
So we'll start off with this one.
Yep.
Sat around the pile, sat and laughed, and waved them into the air. And we did it just like that.
When Perry Farrell, that's
Yeah.
and I want some and caught stealing once I was 5.
Yep, Jane's Addiction.
So that's the thing. I don't listen to anything past that first part. I just couldn't understand it except and we did it just like that.
Yeah.
When I want something and I don't want to pay for it. Like I know the
Yeah.
choruses.
Walk right. Yeah. Through the door.
I didn't know any verses.
Yep, that's sat around the pile, sat and laughed, and waved them into the air.
Okay.
I figured when we got to and we did it just like that would be the one that's the only thing I can ever recognize from the song.
There it is.
So yeah, that was. You guys want to guess on the year on that?
91.
Close.
92.
90.
Nah, I got some.
So you're right there, right on the cusp.
Well, shit.
All right, let's get into the world of hip hop.
Oh, Matt, you win.
Word.
Now I think you'll know this.
We'll
one.
see.
We'll see. But back to the lecture at hand. Perfection is perfected, so I'm gonna let them understand.
That's Snoop Dogg.
From a young
From
G's
G's
perspective.
perspective.
But before we dig it, we got to find a contraceptive.
Correct.
You never know. Should we learning a man?
Right?
Earning
What song
a
is
man,
that?
Burning a man. What have I been? Yeah, and that's realer than real deal. Holyfield. I don't know what's
I see.
what's
And
the
that's the
hook?
thing. I say real
How I
real
feel.
deal Holyfield all the time.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was,
You're on the right. You're on the right path with
Again,
Snoop
it's-
Dogg.
How you hookers and hoes know how
He's
I
in the
feel.
song.
Is it Gin and Juice?
No,
Okay.
it's not gin and juice.
They-
Which is Snoop Dogg, and who's the other guy?
Yeah,
Dre.
and it don't
Dr.
stop.
Dre, right? So you're on the right track.
It's not Dre Day.
Yeah,
Nope.
and you don't quit. I think they in the mood for some. So Dre, what up, dog? You got to give them what they want. What's that, G? You got to break them off something. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get copyright, man. You keep rapping all day.
That's your attention. I'm out like the dog pound, but I ain't lynching. What is the song? Oh my God.
Nothing.
Nothing but a G thing.
Oh,
There we go.
God.
There
Nothing
it
but a G
is.
thing.
There it
All
is.
right. You guys were on it.
G's make crazy.
You guys were on it, man. You were on it.
We like say it all the time. It's just it's hard to know without the hook.
Right.
You guys want to
Yeah.
guess the year on that?
80 or no, that would be
91.
90.
91's close.
90. 92.
92.
There you go.
92. Right in the
It's all
wheelhouse.
like right. Yeah, it's in our high school wheelhouse.
It's in the wheelhouse.
Mm.
I think you guys will get this one, but maybe not.
Mm.
Peel me off this Velcro seat and get me moving. I sure as hell can't do it by myself.
It's Green Day.
Yes.
The bite my lip and close my eyes. Take me away to paradise.
Correct.
Then I go. It's all action. Got no motivation.
It's off of the album Dookie.
Correct.
What is it?
It's the song that they're talking. It's a song about masturbation.
Correct.
It's what's the name of it?
I don't know. We
Long-
don't know the names. We know songs. We don't know
Yeah,
names.
you-
Longview.
Longview is
There you
correct.
go.
Oh,
There you go.
Now,
nice,
you
nice.
guys should know the year on this. I would hope.
94.
94.
There you
right,
go.
Right,
There
right.
you
Good
are.
job.
Okay.
Good job. All right. Here's another hip hop one. Pretty mainstream, though.
Mm.
I have a little story about this one, too. Take me to another place. Take me to another land. Make me forget all that hurts me. Let me understand your plan.
So is that hip hop? I know the track.
You know which one I'm talking
Of
about.
course.
It is. I would consider it like rap. I bought this album, was like pissed.
Was that De La Soul?
No.
No.
No, these guys.
Yeah, it was a happy name. It was
Tribe. No, not Tribe Called Quest. It's no, don't say it. Don't
It's
say
also the name of a show with Jason Bateman,
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development.
Correct.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Bang.
You want
Tennessee.
to guess the year on that?
That is 93.
Close.
92.
Close.
I was driving.
March of 92.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So, yeah, the story about that is I heard that single, and it was a good song. I
Yeah.
liked it. I'm like, oh, this is like, think I'm going to get a rap album. You know what I mean? I go buy it, and back then you're paying $18, $19 for a
Mhm.
CD, and I hated it. I was like, because I was into more like
Mhm.
gangster rap stuff and other stuff like that. So.
But you also got like the 1.5 to 2 foot long plastic holder
Yes,
that
came
CD
with
was in.
it.
That's right.
I had a connection. I could get them cheaper sometimes.
You remember
guys,
back-
You guys knew.
Do you remember back in the day that CDs came in a long
Yes, the
rectangle
plastic.
box?
Yes.
But
Right.
I'm saying in a box.
Yes, you get
That
all that paper or like
Correct.
Yes.
Our good friend of ours, Mark Santana,
Mm-hmm.
had like as soon as CDs came in vogue. I mean, he came from good money,
Mm-hmm.
so he just bought a shit ton of these CDs, and his basement was plastered with 100 of these damn
The artwork, and stuff.
hundreds of the
That's cool.
the
Yeah, I remember
long
his
boxes.
his basement down
I
there.
do remember those long boxes for
Yeah.
sure.
Anyways,
But I'm
I'm sorry to cut you off. Dave.
No,
I'm sorry.
that's cool.
But that's
Cool.
something I don't want to forget about it.
That song's funny. It brings back a memory. I picked up Giacchino one time, and when I had the Prelude,
Uh-huh.
and we went to pick up. Oh my God, what were their names? There's two girls from Middletown.
Hookers.
No, they weren't. They were. Oh my God,
They grew up to be hookers.
No, God, what were their names? But anyway, so I picked them up. We were driving. And I had Tennessee bumping, and they're like, "Oh, this is cool. Like, what is this?" Because it was fresh. Because I think Jack got it.
Yeah.
So like I had it thrown in, and there was a car that like stopped in front of us that had Nana C. So we were like, Nana C,
Nancy.
Nana C, Nana C.
That's funny.
If
good
Jack
memory.
would hear that, he'd start cracking up because it was
Jack.
it was a funny time.
Jack
I think
was
we're going to play bingo at the High Spire Carnival.
Why not?
You were going there?
I'm sure I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there,
Dude,
Yeah,
when that High Spire Carnival's going on, I was there every night playing that bingo, bro.
no, I think we saw you. Yeah, there was a bunch of us there
Believe
from
that.
McDevitt.
Believe that. Anyway, Dave,
So-
you have a memory.
So, well, no, that was just about that. Like I buying that CD and just like, oh shit, like and I'm sure we've all got burnt on CDs that you buy because back then, I mean, they did have singles.
Yeah.
I'd usually buy the album hoping it's going to be good. Oh, back to another memory on Dr. Dre. The Chronic came out in 1992.
Yep.
I remember a good friend of mine, Corey. It came out. I remember the week it came out, I was gonna go get it, and he had already got it. And I called him. I was like, we were talking. I'm like, how is that Chronic? Oh, it sucks, man. It's no good. Don't get it. Don't get it. And I was like, what? So and then I heard it, like somebody else had it, and I got it, and I'm like, man, this is awesome. What are you talking? He's like, yeah, I didn't want it. Like, he's like, I didn't want it to spread. He's like, I was like, what? What are you talking
That's
about?
the weirdest fucking thing in the world.
I know. I was like, why? He's like, yeah, I don't want it to blow up. But we would go up to the Music Man at Klein Village. That's where we get all our music and stuff. And that guy up there would get real passionate about stuff. If you went in and were like, this other kid, Eric, that we grew up with, was up there one time, and he was talking about a CD that came out.
Stone or Chapman?
Like, or Eric.
Stone.
Yeah, Eric.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not really into that. And the guy was like, you're sleeping on it, man. You're sleeping on it. He was yelling at it. He was sleeping on it. They was using that back in like 92.
Well, I know the Music Man. I remember you would get mixtapes that like nobody's even heard of. Like some of this stuff was crazy.
Yeah, they had some
but
good ones up
but
there.
the Chronic, I think, is what brought like a lot of like it was starting to happen, but a lot of like white kids were like, damn,
Sure.
like this
Yeah,
stuff
was,
is
mainstream.
cool. Like I can sing this with like, you know, a friend of mine who's like a black kid or like a Spanish kid, and it's like cool. Like we're all digging like the same shit.
Well, it's cool because it was like when we were growing up, and we've talked about this before, how like heavy metal was forbidden because it was that dark look, like skulls and fire and Satan and all kind of shit. So, like these guys are demonic. Oh man, that's just, I gotta get that, or I'm really intrigued by that. I would liken that to gangster rap. Dare I say, the Chronic album.
The Chronic album, yeah.
So as we had discussed in a previous podcast, there was no doubt that the Beastie Boys brought rap into the white man's world, into white kids' world. So with that already fresh in their minds and this, that, and the other thing, now it's not just rap, but it's gangsta rap.
Yeah.
Ooh, these guys are gangsters, which is true. These guys were fucking killing each other for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but I could wear like, you know, like you could put on a bandana and like a hat with like a big weed on it, and like everybody's like, yeah, man, I dig that.
Yeah.
Like, but it wasn't anything. Nobody would look at you weird or different.
No, it was definitely like this one kind of blew up. Now NWA was big too. I know a lot of white kids. They're like
Public Enemy
skater
was
kids and stuff.
Public Enemy was starting to get big
and all that. But Dr. Dre, I think, was the one that Chronic album pushed it to the main MTV and all that.
Yes, everybody wanted to play it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, I think you guys will know this one.
Right.
Yeah, we thought we knew other ones too.
Yeah. So, did you hear the distant cry calling back to my sin?
I know that song, and that was on the single soundtrack.
Yes.
It's by Screaming Trees.
Screaming Trees.
Yeah,
God, yeah.
I Nearly Lost You.
We used to listen to that shit all the time.
All the time. In
That
your
was
car.
yeah, that was in my car. That had a great solo in it too. That
Yeah.
So, this is from 1989. Yes, such a bad girl loves to work me overtime. Feels good dancing close to the borderline. She's a magic mountain. She's a leather glove. Oh, she's my soul. It must be love. 1989.
The way that you read it, and the way that it sounds coming out of your mouth, it sounds like
I thought it was Madonna.
dude, it sounds like one of the greeting cards that
When somebody died in your family.
so Mr. Deeds, right, starring Adam Sandler. It sounds in that movie. He's Longfellow Deeds is his name. So he owns a pizza shop, but as a side gig, he writes these cards that he sends into Hallmark, that hoping that one of them's going to hit.
All right.
And the way that you read it, it just sounds like something he would have written for one of these fucking cards.
Well, it's not from that.
No, it's certainly not.
Okay,
You know what it's from now?
No, could you
No,
read that again,
could you do it
please?
again?
Could you
All right.
could
I
you
got
read the
distracted
greeting
listening
again?
to your
And
Hallmark card.
And I don't. I
The
mean,
way she looked, the
I
way
know-
she felt.
I know this song for sure, but I don't know exactly how he sings it, so I can't really sing it to you.
All right. What is it?
Yes, such a bad girl loves to work me overtime. Feels good dancing close to the borderline. Not Madonna. She's a magic mountain. She's a leather glove. Oh, she's my soul. It must be love.
And this is 89?
1989.
It's by Roxette.
No.
Okay.
This
No,
is,
that's not. Yeah.
I'm going to give you guys a hint. This is somebody really close to the basement. I mean, really close to what we do down here.
Okay.
Comes
Old
up
Dirty-
a lot on the Old Dirty Basement.
It's not Old Dirty Bastard. It's not Woo.
Wait, is it Kip Winger?
Yes.
Okay.
What?
Is it 17?
It's 17.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Read this again.
Yes, such a bad girl loves to work me overtime. Feels good dancing close to the borderline. She's a magic mountain. She's a leather glove. Oh, she's my soul. It must be love.
I don't even know what part
She's
that is.
only. Then it probably goes into that. I would think. I thought for sure you guys would get.
Why don't you just say like Daddy said she's too
But
young
dude,
or
so
something?
that would be
I don't know.
that would be a giveaway.
That's
you
the
know?
second. I think that's the second verse.
Oh, is it this? This
Because
is the second.
the first verse starts
verse,
with
same as the
I
first.
saw sparks fly from the corner of my eye when I turned. It was love at first sight.
I don't know. Actually, I just
Please
think
excuse me.
I just think I fast forwarded to like.
She's only 17.
But that's the part I know.
How did we not know Kip Winger? I'm sorry,
That's the
everybody
second
out
verse,
there.
which is not the same as the first.
No.
Right.
No.
Okay, back to hip hop.
All right.
Okay.
Word.
All right, this one came up not too long ago. Time for some action, just a fraction of friction. I got the clearance to run the interference. into your satellite, shining a battle light, swing out the gat, and I know that will gat you right. Here's an example, just a little sample.
Is that Eazy-E?
No.
Is it Ice Cube?
No.
Is it?
Here's an example, just a little sample.
Oh, that's Cypress.
It's the Beastie Boys.
No.
No, Cypress Hill.
Yes.
Oh.
Do you know the song, though? It's your favorite Cypress Hill song. You said of all the ones that they do.
So,
That you said of anything Cypress Hill.
Hit from the Bong?
No. It's Insane in the Membrane?
Nope.
It's not Hit from the Bong.
No.
Is it?
Well, you said of the ones that they have, that's the one that you like, or you would say it's their top song.
This is the same one as the one on the flamboyant. That was a shit.
This is their probably. This is the one that like made them. It was in Juice. Here is something you can't understand.
Oh, how I could just kill a man.
How I could just kill a man.
Oh.
That's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
So you got to say stuff like that so I can answer.
Well, I'm giving you hints as we go.
And at the same time, burning them, man.
That's right.
Man, I gotta.
You got to realize, like in our brains, there's just like lyrics
falls,
floating
right.
around.
There's one big fog
Yeah.
floating around in mine.
Well, the fact that you guys
Not even the London fog.
can even get the lyrics
Great jackets.
is good stuff.
Great jackets.
You want to take a guess on that year?
95.
1991.
Yep.
Correct. All right. This one, popular song, back to the rock genre. I am just a worthless liar. I am just an imbecile. I've only complicated.
That is Tool.
That is Tool.
Oh yeah, Undertow.
Undertow, correct.
Dun, dun.
Year?
That's a great song.
So let me see. I remember driving around with Matt was driving. He was old enough to drive. I'd say
That's when we
90,
saw Tool. That's like I
I'd
was
say
really into
93.
Tool for I was really into Tool for a little bit.
93 is correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was on Goofballs for a while.
All right, so here's these last two are well, I shouldn't say last. There's three more. These are later 90s, but pretty big songs. I got my head checked by a jumbo jet.
Oh, that's I got my head by a jumbo jet. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
By a jumbo jet.
Yeah.
It
I thought it said
wasn't
by
That's by Blur.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is
Blink. Blur.
Blur is the band, correct?
Blur is the band. It's something number.
It's a very generic name.
something number 2 or number
yes,
1.
song 2.
Song 2.
Song number 2. There you go.
You got it. Yep, 1997 on that.
I thought it was like I got my head checked by just some bow chat.
It's by a jumbo jet.
I
so
didn't
you're
know that.
learning something today.
No, go to the other lyrics because I have no idea what they are.
That's
It's
it. That's
not
all
my
I had down
problem.
because I knew you would get it.
It's not my problem.
I have it down to it wasn't easy, but nothing is no.
Woohoo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because the next one's woohoo, and I figured I'd give it away.
That's a good memory. That's a core memory that I have.
At
from-
21,
yeah.
when I turned 21, Matt and I went out to the vault.
Yeah.
And I was jamming down there. They were
Oh,
playing that super
bumping.
loud.
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So this next one's from 1996.
96.
All right. I don't know if you guys are
As an
into
old man.
this album at all. I liked it.
Is this hippity hoppity?
No, this is rock.
Okay.
The worms will live in every host. It's hard to pick which one they eat the most. The horrible people. The horrible people.
Oh.
Manson.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Marilyn Manson, The Beautiful People.
The beautiful people.
Yeah.
Correct. 19. I love that album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manson
It
was
good.
cool.
That
I
was a
saw
very-
him. I saw him at Hershey. He couldn't finish the show. He was so jacked up.
Is it true that Marilyn Manson was Paul in
No.
The Wonder Years?
No, that's a urban legend. I
Urban
guess.
legend.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the last one before the bonus.
Oh,
ones.
there's a bonus round.
Bonus
Yeah,
round.
which-
Okay.
which are-
Do-do-do-do-do.
So this is from 1996. Rock. Fake the heat and scratch the itch. Skinned up knees and salty lips. I'll breathe your life, Vicks Vapor Life. And when you binge, I purge your light. Let's go. It's harder holding on one more trip and I'll be gone. So keep your head up.
Oh,
keep
it's
it
harder.
on.
One more trip and I'll be gone.
Just a whisper. It'll be gone.
Sing it. One more trip and I'll be gone. This is Stone Temple Pilots.
Correct.
Oh. Trip and I'll be gone.
One more trip and I'll be gone.
Now, I picked this as like this is I don't want to say like a less popular song.
It's not Vaseline.
No,
No,
it's on that- yeah.
about the end. And no, it's the one with the guy who's riding like a dragon.
It's not Interstate Love Song.
No.
It's
No. I for
One more trip and I'll be gone.
Trippin' is in the name.
Trippin' Daisies.
This might be a tough title to get because
Day Trippin'.
you definitely know the song. I can tell.
But they don't sing.
Trippin' Billy.
I'm
It's not in the
not
song.
myself,
Yeah,
not
not
myself.
myself.
I'm not dead and I'm not for sale. I don't know what the song is.
But you know it. You guys want the answer?
Yeah.
Go for it, yeah.
Tripping on a hole in a paper heart.
There it is.
Yeah,
That was a great album.
1996.
That was a really good album.
So they don't say that the name
They
of the
don't,
song.
yeah.
It's the
No.
it's the beginning of the second verse.
Yeah, and that one was tough, and I was just trying. I knew you guys would probably know the song, but I was like, let me make this one a little more difficult.
That was difficult.
Yeah.
Clearly.
So these last two are bonus ones. Now I asked you
Bonus.
guys. I said, what are your And Zap was like, I don't really have like a favorite band from the 90s, but I have bands that were into the 90s that I kind of like. And you said Van Halen or Aerosmith.
Yeah.
So I just picked Aerosmith.
So Van Halen, Aerosmith. If I had to pick a band from the 90s, it would be Pearl Jam. But
Pearl Jam.
I fell out of Pearl Jam when Eddie started getting political. Shut the fuck up, man.
Right. And then Matt picked Alice in Chains. So
Yeah.
we know the answer is going to be for yours.
An Aerosmith track, and
track,
that's going to have an Alice in Chains
so-
track.
Hey,
So-
boys, don't be lying on the track.
So Zap, we'll start with you.
I never crossed a track.
And
All right,
Matt, if he doesn't know it, you can answer. I don't know if you'll know this one. Me and my old lady sitting in the shade talking about the money that I ain't made, singing "Oh boy, don't you line the track, alack alack."
Hey, boy,
Train kept
don't
a
be lying
rolling?
on the track.
Nah, this is from, if it helps, I don't know if it's from Permanent Vacation. And this is like a hard, like, that's why I asked about different tracks. I don't know how popular this one is because I don't really know Aerosmith like that. So me and my old lady sitting in the shade talking about the money that I ain't made.
It ain't Ragdoll.
No.
It isn't.
Living in a movie?
This is definitely not it's not one that I've ever
It
heard.
wasn't a single.
No, this was off, like I said, off the album, but I don't know if it was
Off what album?
Permanent Vacation.
Permanent Vacation. When I was looking at the tracks, I recognized a couple, and this is one that I didn't recognize. So I was like, maybe he'll know this.
Permanent Vacation. That came like 86 or 87.
87, correct.
Okay.
August of 87.
And I got into Aerosmith with Pump, which was the follow-up album to that.
That was a good
89,
album.
Yeah, 89.
So what's the track?
It was called Hangman Jury.
I don't know.
You don't know that
No.
one? Okay, so that was
He's
a bad
picking
pick.
weird B-sides.
That's
man.
all right, man. That's cool, man. I was 11 years old when the album came out.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
Matt, we went with Alice in Chains, and this is from Facelift.
That's a good album.
Yeah.
For sure, their first one.
Mm-hmm.
So Matt, I don't
Man in
think
the
there's
Box.
any way you can get this wrong.
Man in the Box.
There's no way you can get this wrong.
All right.
All right, that's a hint. Turn around, you say, exclude the tude, but I haven't eaten today, and my eyes are turning gray. What's your name? There's no way you can get this wrong.
What's your name?
No,
The answer is no way.
no. Just, you can't remember?
No, what?
That's the answer. I can't remember.
Oh, I can't remember.
There you
I
go.
can't remember.
That's the name of the song.
Oh,
I can't
man.
remember. That's all you had to say, man. You got it
Jeez,
right.
man.
So you want to take a guess on what year that came out?
Facelift? That
Yeah.
was 90.
That's correct.
Yeah.
August 21st, 1990.
I mean, that came out with a whole slew of albums, like with Pearl Jam 10 came out, Alice in Chains
Yes,
came
there
out,
was a
Soundgarden came out.
Oh, that was
Nirvana
a good time.
Yeah.
That was a good
Red
time.
Hot Chili Peppers came out. Like
Yeah.
they all hit like within a few weeks of each other.
They were all like,
Oh,
yeah.
the Metallica Black album.
Oh,
That was all 1990?
Yeah.
yeah, that was
Wow.
1990. There's had like a thing I saw. They had these albums all came out in 1990. Like, damn, what a great year.
Yeah, it was a killer year. Man,
But
I really fucked that one up.
No, I mean,
I
that
fucked
was
it up, too.
No, I mean, hey.
I feel
got told
bad. I should have known the Alice in Chains one.
But no, like Facelift, Dirt had me.
Do
Like,
you know
Dirt,
that song? I can't remember.
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, do you? Okay.
As soon as you say it, but like at the time, like you need to understand when I'm listening to these albums back then, this is when you put a CD or a tape, in my case, you put a tape in.
tape.
You just let that shit roll.
Right.
And it's
And-
going for days, weeks.
But
if
that's the
not
thing. How,
months.
how often you sit there and pull your tape out and be like, "Oh, that's that." You know the ones that you might have heard,
right.
or ones that like the one like shit. I need to get. You heard it on MTV, so you're running out to get that.
I put a tape in and I don't even pay attention.
Yeah, you
Like-
don't even pay
Like
attention.
I don't think of like what's the name of the song.
And half the names are probably worn
Well, that's
off.
what I'm saying. Half the time the names like the
It wears off.
Yeah,
But no, I mean, you guys did really good on that, though. I mean,
Good and terrible.
Nah, I mean, just
But-
to know like lyrics and stuff. Like I would be not very good. I can
but
tell
like
you
with
that.
with Alice in Chains, like Facelift, Dirt was probably one of my favorite albums of all time.
Well,
Down
that
the
was
hall.
that was my introduction to Alice in Chains. My girlfriend from high school bought me that for my 16th birthday. Was Dirt, the cassette. I think I don't know if she got cassette or CD, but I liked Wood. Was from
The
the
single
single
soundtrack.
soundtrack,
Yes, singles.
which Matt turned me on to, and that was on, I believe it was on Dirt as a single, like as a track on there. But yeah, I always liked that album. Alice in Chains was really, really good.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, I don't know, in high school was something I would stay up late at night watching like MTV all freaking night,
Oh,
just
yeah.
writing shit down, because that was the only way. Like, you couldn't go back on your phone and
Correct.
try to find shit.
Correct.
But
Right.
you see like this song and be like, "Fuck, who was that?" Like writing it down.
Yeah.
And then I go into stores and look around and be like, "Oh, that's on this album. That's on that." There's an EP for that. There's an LP.
Yep.
Which, like, what do you say? Long play for LP.
Yep.
What was the singles? Were extended play?
So a single was just a single.
Just a single.
An
okay.
EP was typically like a
4 to 6 songs, something
three
like
to 4 track.
Okay.
And then your LP is however long it needs to be.
Because remember, they always you'd throw out one of them EPs, and you'd be like, "Damn, there's like 2 banging songs. I got to get the album." Yeah.
Yeah.
But Oh, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I was gonna say about Alice in Chains. You know, fun fact: Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains. The
R.I.P.
that's
Lane
Staley.
yeah.
Staley.
Lane Staley. You ask Jerry Cantrell, or you talk to Jerry Cantrell about Alice in Chains came out at the time that grunge hit, and because Alice in Chains had such a unique sound.
Yes.
People think, and it was specifically unique because of the time signatures that Alice in Chains uses. Like, it's not a 4/4 song. It's not like just that typical rock and roll, like verse, chorus,
They
verse,
knew
chorus, solo.
music.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So, because the dynamic timing in these songs, they just many think that or have told Jerry Cantrell like, oh yeah, man, you're all alternative, whatever. He will come back immediately and say, no, man. We're a hard rock band, or we're a
Hard
metal
rock.
band.
Yeah.
They don't want to be.
Yeah.
Like,
We are not alternative, like not at all. We're not part of that.
It just came out at that time.
Yeah, they
Right.
just happened
They
to land
wanna-
at that time with the incredible songs that they made.
But
they want to lump them in with all those other.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, but to Zap's point, I was watching a thing on I don't know where it was, but they were talking about like people that would come to the United States to be singers, and I guess they had to think. Seal was talking about. He's like, they said, who influenced you the most when you came over here, and he's like Staley and Cantrell. He's like, somebody, I was over here. Somebody said, he's like, I like Pearl Jam. Have you heard Alice in Chains? And he's like, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
You talking about Seal?
Seal, the singer Seal. And that's what. So I started like diving into like these things of like looking at artists and like who like influenced them, and like some of the stuff they say, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
But he said he heard Man in the Box from Alice in Chains from Facelift, and he said he was blown away. Like he never heard people like sing together like that, or like he's like the
Like
voices,
harmonize and
yeah,
stuff.
the harmonization of like these two. He's like was insane. He's like
Their voices,
their
their
vocals.
they're very tight. They're only like 3 or 4 steps away from each other. So when you hear them, it's like you're hearing a chord play.
Yeah, like one goes in
it's
and like
so
the other
good.
one follows in, and like they're matching up. Like and he was, but I started getting into this stuff now where you go in and listen to these artists talk about artists that would influence them that like people really didn't know. You're like, hey, I sing this, but people wouldn't know that I like
Yeah.
Metallica. I heard like One, and it was like mind blowing.
And you would
So,
never connect the
yeah,
two
you would never connect the two.
genres of music. Yeah. I
But
can get that.
it's a cool thing.
Dude, that reminds me. I just recently saw a Metallica tribute band. They're called the Four Horsemen.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
well
I
they
saw
had a
that.
Dude,
XL or something?
Correct.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
guys kick ass, and they only play. So I'm reminded of the band at the wine mixer, Catalina wine mixer.
Mhm.
So that band only played a certain
Well,
years of Billy Joel.
Billy Joel, yeah.
Like 80s Billy Joel, like 82 to 87. Because somebody would ask them, like, play We Didn't Start the Fire. No, sorry, that's not,
Yeah, sorry.
that's not
Out
what
of
we play. So the Four Horsemen only play from Kill 'Em All, the first album, and they stop at and include the Black Album.
Okay.
So anything after the Black Album, like Saint Anger and on.
They don't
through
play
the
any.
day.
Yeah,
None of
they didn't
that.
They
get to
don't play
that
none
yet.
of the new bullshit.
Yeah.
Short hair guy when you get the short hair.
Correct.
Yeah, they're long hairs.
That's right. They played them. They played only ones when Newstead had long hair.
Longer
Was
hair.
Ride the Lightning in that too? Then
Absolutely.
Yes, Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning.
Dude, absolutely. And dude, these guys are good. I mean, good. Really good.
That's great.
What do you think about cover bands like making a living like that?
I saw an AC/DC tribute. And so look, there's a cover band, and then there's a tribute band. So again, don't mistake that I'm like super excited. I'm balls deep into tribute bands, but when you make a career out of just playing and other bands' songs, and that's all you're doing. Look at us. We're in our late 40s. We talk about nostalgia all the time. We just recorded an hour and change long podcast on nostalgia.
Yes.
We hear the same songs over and over and over and over and over again. People our age are going to go back, and that's what they like. They don't need to hear, like in this case, they don't need to hear new Metallica. They don't give a shit about new AC/DC.
Right.
Those bands were good back in the 80s, 90s, whatever. That's what people want to hear, and that's why tribute bands exist.
Because they play that sweet
That's why
spot.
The sweet spot, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like there's Led Zeppelin tribute bands and Grateful Dead tribute bands and bullshit like that. Like
Grateful Dub.
that's what
Yeah.
they want to hear, and they want to hear it of a particular like range of time.
Well, that's like Sublime. He passed away. His son tours with him, but there's a band called Badfish that
Which
comes
we saw
around.
a couple times.
We saw him,
Yeah.
and they're amazing. That guy, he passed away, so at the time, like his son was still young, but they weren't going to be playing Sublime anymore. But
But
I
like we
dig it,
saw
yeah.
what was that Morrissey, or it was the Smiths tribute band.
Yeah, it was like
who would think, but they played the songs that you want to hear.
Correct.
Yes,
You want to go there and hear some crap songs from like you're like, I don't even know that song.
That's the worst. You go see.
That's right. What's even worse though, I think so a tribute band is a tribute band because they can be any age. The songs are timeless, but they have to be at their prime.
Yes.
So if you go to see, like, let's say we were talking about Metallica or AC/DC or whatever. If you go to see, I'm glad this came up because like this day back in 1970 whatever, Kiss was formed, and I want to say it was like 75 or 76. Kiss was formed.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we're.
Yeah.
on
How
this.
many tribute bands do they have?
I don't want to see like the fucking Rolling Stones.
They have Little Midget Kiss. That does it.
That's right. They do.
Yeah.
They have Midget Kiss. So I don't want to see the Stones are still playing. I don't need to see 80-year-old Mick Jagger trying to sing, Satisfaction or trying to sing anything from when they were in their prime because they sound like shit.
What it was like seeing Guns N' Roses a few years back. I think you were I saw that one with you and Hawk and Doc, and it's like,
Yeah. Exactly.
It hurt.
That's exactly right.
I mean, the music still sounded great, but like
The vocals.
and stuff, the energy just wasn't there.
No, I get you. But I always wonder about like I see people that go around. I say they make a living doing that.
Dude,
Going around and-
absolutely they do.
And they travel like throughout the U.S. They go
Shit,
like overseas. Yeah,
Man, shit, yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
There was
cool.
so at that show I was at, there was like 500 and some people.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good show for a tribute band.
Yes,
in
yeah.
fucking Harrisburg.
Hell yeah.
Hey guys, can you wrap it up?
Well, I guess some things will never change.
Yeah, I guess, right?
That's coming back, huh?
I'm just down here trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
Reminiscing.
Well,
That's a great
tongue
song.
kissing.
That's a great song.
I think that went well. It was fun. It was
Yeah.
cool to like talk
No
and-
agenda?
I
Just
don't know.
talking.
There was no agenda,
right.
which is this was different, cool. Like people dug just listen to us talk for
Let's
an
hope.
hour.
Well, they'll let us know, I'm guessing.
way or
Yeah,
another.
please let us know.
But just so you know, we did promise that we'll let you in on a little bit of what we're working on. So we're not just doing Old Dirty Basement anymore. We're working on another project.
In addition to the Old
In
Dirty
addition
Basement.
to the Old
Yeah,
Dirty
we're still
Basement.
here in the basement.
You'll
doing
still hear
things.
from us,
Yeah.
plenty often. We'll be around. We're not going anyplace. It might not be as frequently, but you're definitely going to still hear from us.
And true crime will still be around.
True crime will live on. We're looking for more of an interactive approach.
Yes, interactive podcast.
Yeah.
Actually, at work today when I was at work, there was people talking about true crimes, and I guess people are getting into the what is that show? Dateline. I guess has like 8 million episodes, so people are going back to like episode 1 from
Jesus.
of Dateline.
That's great.
But they were talking about true crimes, and they're like, "There's not many like cool true crime podcasts." So I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I know of one. I can refer you to
exactly."
one.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, "I know of one,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "It's actually me and 2 of my good friends," and they're like, "Nah." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like,
Yes, huh?
I was like, "You can look it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you find it." Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah.
And so this girl and like her friend or whatever, this other girl and this guy were like, "Yeah, okay, let me check." Oh shit, that is you. Yeah. And I was like, "No, it's legit. There's like many episodes." They're like, "What, you just started a podcast?" or something? I was like, "No, it's been around for a while."
Yeah,
and
a
they
few
look,
years now.
so like, "Man, I got to give that a listen. Thanks."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah." I was like, like and subscribe or whatever.
Like
the
and
hell.
subscribe, yeah.
Cash me outside.
Yeah.
That's right. But that Old Dirty Basement will always be here. But we are working on something pretty cool, and we hope you follow us over, and we'll let you in on what we're doing when we get there.
Yep.
But in the meantime, Old Dirty Basement on Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget to go over there and follow us on TikTok at Old Dirty Basement Podcast. You guys got anything else?
I got nothing else.
No.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. Merry
Yeah.
Christmas.
So I guess that's it for
Hanukkah.
now. Yeah, right. So I guess that's it for now. So we'll catch you where?
On the flip side.
If we don't see you sooner, we'll see you later.
Peace. Thanks for hanging out in the Old Dirty Basement. If you dig our theme music like we do, check out the Tsunami Experiment. Find them on Facebook. Their music is available streaming on Spotify and Apple, and where great music is available.
You can find us at Old Dirty Basement on Facebook and Instagram, and at Old Dirty Basement Podcast on TikTok.
Peace.
We Audi 5000.